Good morning and welcome here to the Central Florida Zoo here in Seminole County to give you an update on the COVID-19 as well as reopening businesses throughout Seminole County as well as the state. As a lot of you know, the governor has issued a new order allowing barbers and salons to reopen with additional guidance. We've finalized our reopening plan here at the county for reopening our county buildings, and I'm going to share that with you this morning so the public can have the access that you may need to come into the buildings and take care of business, whatever that may be. The public areas within the county service building, environmental services, procurement, and public works are opening today. All other departments will continue to serve customers by appointment, and public access spaces will be open as proactive measures are installed. PrepareSeminole.org will be updated regularly to reflect which public lobbies are currently open. Facilities will remain open at 50% until our next phase. Plexiglass shields are being installed. Extended service hours of cleaning are being put in place, as well as checklists for sanitizing all the access areas for the employees as well as the public, which will be done on a rotational everyday basis to make sure that the public service building as well as all the other county facilities are kept sanitized for the public and its employees. We're adding hand sanitizer stations as well be provided. Our libraries currently remain closed. We're completing some more plexiglass installations on those areas where the public has to make contact with our librarians and our support staff. An announcement we made when the installation is complete, we expect 4 libraries to be open later this week. That will include the East, North, Northwest, West branches. Later today, we will share information about curbside services being offered at the library as well. This is where citizens can come and do curbside service related to the libraries. So if you watch PrepareSeminole.org, you'll see those announcements come out. You can also still access a multitude of services from the library at SeminoleLibrary.org. Those are a lot of electronic and online services. We look forward to seeing our business community safely open. Our nail salons and barbers, of course, are opening today. We would urge them to take the necessary precautions to protect themselves as well as the general public. We're uncertain how many people are going to be looking for a haircut and nail service, but we imagine it's going to be quite a bit. We would urge that everybody be patient as you make your appointments and get ready to go into these facilities. We also want to make sure that everybody understands, although we've got this additional opportunity, these businesses are opening. Again, as I've said in a number of these press conferences, as a business operator and employee, it's very important that you make sure that the public feels safe when they come to do business with you. What we've seen with some of the restaurants that have been allowed to open, people have not come out like we thought they would or as the businesses thought they were. This is going to be a slow turn on. And look, the virus is a serious situation. It's not to be taken lightly. So you need to take the protective measures to make sure that you not only stay safe, but you be safe. And part of that for business owners is to make sure that you sanitize your areas that the people come in and work, as well as your employees, as well as have face mask coverings when you're within 6 feet of each other to make sure that your employees are safe, as well as if you're serving the public, you want to give that perception and knowing that the public understands you're doing your best to make sure they stay safe. As far as business information, we have some more information. Jason Broduer is here from the Seminole Chamber of Commerce to share some more information today about businesses reopening as well as some resources. Also, you can always go to PrepareSeminole.org or call our citizens line at 407-665-0000. Jason, welcome today.
Thank you to Chairman Zembower. As mentioned, my name is Jason Broduer. I'm the President and CEO of the Seminole County Chamber of Commerce. We have been getting questions the last couple of weeks as to what it means for some individual businesses. As you heard Chairman Zembower say, he's urging businesses to take the necessary precautions. And some businesses call and ask, well, what does that mean for me? So we've produced some documents at SeminoleBusiness.org that helps employers understand what it means for them to make an environment that's safe for both their employees and their customers. But not every business is structured the same. Some are warehouses that manufacture. Others are retail establishments that have customers coming in and out. So what we've done is we've helped produce a document for businesses that ask necessary questions about what it's going to be like for them to reopen, which will allow them to recover and reimagine how they do business. In that, it helps to inspire both employee confidence and customer confidence if everyone understands what the proper procedures in that business have been for keeping people safe. We've produced that checklist as well, so that it is recommended guidelines that align with the federal, state, and local guidelines from our health officials that will help ensure a safe environment. Those include disinfecting and sanitizing plans, they include protective equipment, and they include making sure every employee understands what those parameters are. If you are a consumer or a customer and you don't feel safe in an environment, we encourage you to either share that or not go back to that establishment until you do. We want to make sure that all the employees and the customers feel safe about returning to work. If any employer or employee has any questions about what those procedures may be, they can always go to seminolebusiness.org to see those checklists on a drawdown box. It's one of our very exciting Central Florida businesses that is on the cusp of reopening is where we are today here at the Central Florida Zoo. It is my pleasure to introduce the CEO of the Central Florida Zoo, Mr. Dino Ferri. Dino?
Thank you, Jason. I appreciate it. A few quick thank yous I wanted to hit. First, I wanted to thank the zoo staff for their continued dedication through these, what some consider trying times. The Seminole County leadership, Office of Emergency Management, especially Mr. Alan Harris. As we worked through our reopening plan, they looked at our draft, they gave us feedback. We had the sheriff come out, walk the facility, make sure that everything we had planned was in order, making sure we were meeting and following all guidelines. And I want to thank our supporters, donors, and our followers. Without you all during this time, things were definitely a little bit slow, and it was helpful. One of the zoos, it's been a great destination for the community for many years, and we look forward to it getting there again. Following all county, state, federal, CDC, Association of Zoos and Aquariums guidelines, recommendations. As you see, there's a whole slew of them we're following. We're ready to get back and be back to that resource for the community. Right now, during these times, I think it's pretty obvious that people are looking to get out and burn off some of that cabin fever. Obviously doing it responsibly and doing it with the guidelines of everybody I mentioned earlier. One of the zoo's main missions is education, but like I say, going back to my previous point, at this time right now, what's important to us is just being a resource for the community to come out and just burn off some steam and just get back to somewhat normalcy, even if it's in a small amount. So now that we're opening, we're going to be opening Wednesday to the general public at 10 a.m. Our hours will be from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Last ticket sold, and the zoo will be closing at 3:30. Everybody must be out. That gives us an additional hour and a half to 2 hours to totally disinfect the park. It's a big area. There's a lot of space, a lot of things to clean. During this time, all indoor enclosures will be closed, except restrooms. But our reptile building will be closed, the bear house will be closed, Seminole Aerial Adventure will not be opening. Sonny's will still be offering their food and their dining, but it's not going to be dining in. It'll be sitting out in our big picnic area, or the seating area for the concessions deck. And again, we're going to have one-way paths following all the guidelines. One-way paths through the zoo. We just ask everybody follow that. And we also ask that our guests, if you're coming out, to please bring a mask, wear a mask for the safety of others, the safety of our staff, and the safety of our animals. On grounds, all zoo staff, when they're out there, will be wearing masks as well. So we appreciate it and we look forward to it. And now, Mr. Alan Harris.
Thank you, Dino. It's a really beautiful day to be at the zoo here, and I'm so happy. This is one of my favorite places here in Seminole County, and really nice to see it opening up on Wednesday. Just want to give you an update on the response to COVID-19 here in Seminole County. We have been asked about PPE for businesses. So as businesses are opening, where can they get personal protective equipment? Our Economic Development Department has listed a number of different sources where individuals can get personal protective equipment, and that is on our website at prepareseminole.org. Some folks have asked, are we going to do what Orange County has done and give PPE to over 22,000 businesses? Well, we would love to do that. They received a grant called the CARES Act for $254 million. Unfortunately, this county did not receive that because our population did not meet the threshold. You had to be 500,000 or more. We're at 470-ish thousand people, so just 30,000 less people than what we needed to get that grant. There is money coming, but at this point we don't know how the algorithm will be used for the state to provide that. So at this point all we can provide is information on how to get PPE, and our Economic Development Department again has done that by putting it on our website, prepareseminole.org. We are providing PPE to utility providers now, so utility providers can get personal protective equipment from Seminole County, and this is a push from the state and federal government to the county, and then will be pushed out to all the utility providers. Information is going out to the utility providers on how they can obtain that. And of course, we have not forgotten about our assisted living facilities, nursing homes, and hospitals. We continue to provide personal protective equipment, N95s, procedural masks, gloves, gowns, booties, things like that to protect our people on the front line, our healthcare workers. We have done some enhanced testing on our assisted living facilities and nursing homes. There are a couple assisted living facilities and nursing homes that have COVID-19 patients inside of them. We're doing enhanced testing with those, as well as enhanced infectious disease control measures, isolation, quarantine. These are our most vulnerable population, and we want to protect them. So there is a lot going on at those facilities. Of course, tomorrow the Altamont Mall opens up, and with that we needed to close down the drive-through testing site. We appreciate the partnership with the City of Altamont Springs and the Altamont Mall. So that testing site that was at the Altamont Mall has closed down. We have now partnered with Seminole State College, so you can go get a COVID-19 test at the Seminole State College main campus. To register, just go to prepareseminole.org, or you can call our Citizens Information Line at 407-665-0000 to register an appointment. Antibody testing is taking place at the Orange County Convention Center, as well as Seminole County, hopefully next week. So we're still working with a nonprofit partner. Sorry, a train went by. With our partner at Allied Health to get that all set up for you. But for right now, Orange County Convention Center is doing antibody testing 80 a day for first responders and medical staff at this time. The facility that will be opening in Seminole County will not just be for first responders and healthcare staff, it will be for the general public. Again, we hope to have that opened by next Monday. Last thing I want to talk about is hospitalizations. Hospitalizations, we're averaging right now about 5 individuals in the hospital per day in the county with COVID-19. That is down from around 15 was the average about 2 weeks ago. So we have started to see a decrease. We've also started to see a decrease in the percentage. Now we assumed that would take place, but the percentage of individuals that are being tested coming back positive, that has of course decreased, but that made sense because now we are testing anyone. So anyone can get a test. So people that feel fine, great, they feel well, can get a test now. So we expected the percentage to go down, and it has gone down. With that, I'm going to ask if there's any questions. Anyone have any questions? Yes, sir.
Alan, this might be for you or Jay. There was a lawsuit filed over the weekend by David Levitt regarding the mandatory face masks for employees. What can you say about that?
Well, what we're going to do is we're going to let the litigators do what they do. We understand there's a lot of political statements people choose to make. There's a lot of things that people have questions about. So we're going to let the litigators make that decision and sort that. Let them do what they do best. Any other questions?
Do you have it?
I know when we spoke a couple of months ago,
basically said that, you know, the door slammed shut, money quit coming in, but you still had expenses. The animals have to be cared for, and you had to keep a skeleton crew of employees to take care of those animals.
Correct.
For people who hear about the zoo, how is the zoo doing financially?
You know, opening back up this Wednesday will be a huge help because rather than just expenses, we will be getting some revenue. And we are still getting a lot of financial support through various donations. You know, I mean, right now I think we're doing fine. If we had to stay closed, you know, 2, 3, 4 more months, who knows? We'd be really, you know, we'd be flipping every rock looking for those pennies. But right now I think we're in fairly decent ground. And again, a lot of it, like in my thank you earlier, a lot of it comes from the supporters that we've had.
And I also wanted to ask you, I know some of the most popular things at the zoo, unfortunately, you're not going to be able to do, like feeding the giraffes.
Correct.
Feeding at the petting zoo. Explain for people who maybe don't understand why those things can't reopen right now.
Yeah, so, you know, when this first all came out back in, I guess, February or March is when it really, you know, started hitting in the zoo community, because there's a good number of us, 234 of us in our association. Seattle Woodland Park Zoo was the first to be hit hard. We've learned a lot in the beginning. It was like it doesn't transfer over to animals. Then we learned it does go to felids. Then we learned, you know, cats. Then we learned it goes to pigs. Then we learned it could go, you know, possibly to great apes. We've learned small carnivores. So because of that, because there's still a lot that we're learning, we're not having any chance of people being that close to the animals. So there's no giraffe feed, no rhino encounter, no barnyard buddies feeding the animals. And we even added some extended barriers in a few spots where it may have been only 4 foot. Now we had to go back 6 feet. So as people walk through, they'll see some of the changes we had to make, but that's the reason.
And I guess also, those are places where people would congregate, right? It's kind of hard to keep social distancing.
Absolutely.
You've got a bunch of people clamoring to feed an animal.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, it's some of the places like Cheetah at the overview where, you know, where people look, it's 6 feet. We know that. Our spacing is a little bit longer. It's probably closer to 8 to 10 feet. And the reason for that is most people don't come by themselves. They're coming with 1, 2, 3, 4 people in their group. So it gives enough room that, you know, it'll still give the 6 feet. So I wanted people realizing we do know how to measure 6 feet. It was purposely bigger.
Dino, you say the zoo's opening on Wednesday. We've seen a lot of people coming in today. What's happening today in the interim?
Yeah, great question. So today and tomorrow it's for zoo members, annual pass holders. You know, it's kind of a perk for being a pass holder. You know, they've supported us obviously for years, but it also helps the zoo before we get to, you know, that larger number. I mean, the maximum we're going to do is 50% capacity anyway, so it will be reduced, but this helps us work the bugs out as well. You know, it's making sure that the one-way paths work and everything is functioning as it should be. Good?
Well, if there's no other questions, I'd like to thank the news media for being here today, as well as all the staff for being here and helping us get the message out. I also want to thank all the businesses that are doing what they should be doing as we slowly get back up and get the economy kicked in the backside to get things and people back to work. We also want to thank all of our citizens here in Seminole County who've truly done a great job in helping maintain the spread of this. We're now going to move to Ferri, who's going to do our Hispanic translation. Thanks again and have a wonderful day.
Buenos días. Estamos viendo ahora en el zoológico de la Florida Central. Hoy, el 11 de mayo, empezando con el resumen en español que empezó hablando el chairman J. Zembower. Estamos hablando de finalizar para abrir el condado de Seminole, pero primeramente estamos hablando de los lobbies o las entradas principales. Los edificios que vamos a estar abriendo al principio va a ser los edificios de trabajos públicos, servicios de aviento y áreas públicas. Eso se abrirá hoy, el 11 de mayo. Y los otros departamentos estarán todo de citas, no va a ser todavía abierto para el público. Lo próximo que vamos a hablar también es en la primera fase de esos lugares va a ser de máximo 50% y vamos a tener los vidrios para protección de lugares como de cajas o de salir, para tener esa protección a los empleados y también a los públicos. También vamos a estar limpiando los edificios públicos para la gente y a los empleados más frecuentemente. Vamos a tener más materiales de limpieza. Vamos a tener estaciones de desinfectante en los lugares con nuestros públicos y también en los otros lugares públicos de los edificios y de los empleados. Las bibliotecas estarán todavía cerrados, pero va a haber 4 bibliotecas que van a abrirse más tarde esta semana. Las bibliotecas van a ser el este, el norte, el oeste y el noroeste. Más tarde este día vamos a estar ofreciendo más información de nuestra biblioteca. Puedes tener acceso a todas las preguntas o información que quisieras de las bibliotecas en nuestra página de internet en seminolelibrary.org, que se escribe SEMINOLELRARY.org. Estamos siguiendo nuestra fase de abriendo también los salones de bellezas y también los recortes de pelos como las barberías y peluquerías. El condado de Seminole también seguirá con nuestros materiales para limpiezas como máscaras y desinfectantes y cualquier otra cosa que es necesario para tener nuestro público y nuestros empleados saludables y seguros. Seguimos también en el proceso, un proceso lento, pero es un proceso seguro que nuestros negocios están viendo que no es de entrada, que vamos a estar abriendo todo y no va a ser público llenando los restaurantes, pero sino va a ser un proceso de paso a paso. Lo próximo que habló también fue el CEO o el presidente de Cámara de Comercio, Zembower, del condado de Seminole. Él mencionó que hay muchos negocios que tienen muchas preguntas cómo abrir y cómo seguir para adelante. Hay en nuestra página de internet que también se escribe de seminolebusiness.org, que eso se escribe SEMINOLEBUSINESS.org. Esa página tiene mucha información de los negocios. Si tienen una pregunta o tiene cualquier situación que necesitan saber, ahí también está todas las maneras como pueden conseguir más información de buscar desinfectantes, máscaras y todo eso para tus negocios y para tener los empleados más seguros. También habló el CEO del el zoológico de la Florida Central, que es Dino Ferri. El primero quiere decir que está bien agradecidos con los empleados que están trabajando dedicadamente y también mencionar el administrador de emergencias del condado de Seminole, de Alan Harris y lo demás, ayudando en este proceso como pueden abrir el zoológico empezando este miércoles, que va a suceder de 10 de la mañana a 3 de la tarde. Para entrar tiene que empezar ya la página de internet para ordenar los tickets o los boletos. No va a ser más en persona y va a cerrar a las 3:30 para asegurar que pueden tener suficiente tiempo de tener la limpieza y tener lugares para limpiar y asegurar la seguridad del público, para que tengan suficiente tiempo a estar más seguro. La meta del zoológico siempre fue de educación, pero ahora en este tiempo van a querer cambiar la meta y tener más comunicación para tener más felicidad en la vida que estamos sucediendo ahora. Van a seguir las reglas y los recomendarios del CDC para tener más seguridad y tener más felicidad, no tener tanto la preocupación del público y de los empleados. Muchos de los lugares van a estar cerrados en el zoológico, en el sentido menos de los baños, pero en el sentido de cualquier lugar que sea de adentro. Todo lo que está afuera está abierto completamente. Recomienda que tengan una máscara cuando vengan a visitar y si pueden seguir las reglas también de mantenerse los 6 pies de distanciamiento y estar seguro para tener la protección de ustedes, de los empleados y a la misma vez de los animales. Finalmente vino el administrador de emergencias, Alan Harris. Habló de los negocios que van a estar compartiendo diferentes materiales como máscaras y desinfectantes y todos esos lugares a los negocios que están preguntando, pero hay una lista limitada para eso. Él mencionó que el condado de Orange tuvo la habilidad de darlo a todos los negocios que están pidiendo. Desafortunadamente, el estado de la Florida no lo dio ese bono dinero para tener ese mismo acceso en este condado. So, tenemos una lista para tener de esos negocios que podemos dar, que es limitado, pero puedes chequear todo eso en nuestra página de internet que de más tarde lo voy a mencionar. Vamos a estar dando más materiales para nuestros proveedores de servicio público y también para casas de salud y de ancianos, que eso lo están necesitando. Estamos viendo que también el mall de Altamonte va a estar abriendo mañana, las pruebas ahí se va a cerrar y vamos a tener un nuevo sitio de prueba que va a ser en la Universidad de Seminole State. Y esa información también lo puede conseguir en nuestra página que voy a mencionar más tarde. Vamos a empezar un momento la semana que viene a hacer pruebas de anticuerpo para asegurarnos que también tenemos otro lugar que pueden hacer en el condado de Orange, en el centro de Convention, que eso es que lo tiene de anticuerpo, exámenes de anticuerpo. Ahí están teniendo 80 por día los exámenes y es especialmente para personal médico y para primeros respondedores. También van a estar, es una espera de 20 minutos para ver el resultado y la semana que viene, como dije, vamos a estar abriendo lugares acá para esa misma prueba. Y finalmente él tocó que los hospitales están teniendo, antes tenían 15 que estaban con el virus, pero ahora ha bajado a 5 hospitalizados en ese momento y ya viste que ha caído el momento cuando había 15 y ha caído a 5, que ha mejorado el tiempo porque vamos a tener más pruebas y cuando va más el tiempo va a haber más pruebas sucediendo. Cualquier pregunta, cualquier cosa que necesitan saber pueden visitar nuestra página de internet que es prepareseminole.org, que eso se escribe prepareseminole.org. Gracias por este momento.
Thank everyone again. I want to thank Dino here at the Central Florida Zoo. Also, if you desire to come out to the zoo would also remind you to go to centralfloridazoo.org to purchase your tickets online. This allows them to monitor and understand what their load will be for the day. So we would hope that you would go to centralfloridazoo.org. Again, thank you, Dino, for having us to this great asset here in Seminole County for the entirety of Central Florida. Thanks and be well.